Welcome back for one last episode of Bass Guitars and Bourbon. Okay, bass guitars put away over there. Got lots of bourbon to talk about. This is the Copa de Bourbon 2024 review show. Okay, spoiler alert for those who didn't see the final. This was the final matchup: Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit versus New Riff Single Barrel. Now, again, I must reiterate this as many times as I can. The parameters for this tournament was that all the bourbons are single barrels under $60. I found them for under $60. They may be for way more than that. I've seen some of these bottles going for over $80. But I did find them for under $60 here in New Jersey and New York. And we had a Copa America soccer tournament type tournament. Okay, 4 groups of 4. Top 2 teams, they do a round robin in each group. Top 2 teams advance to the quarterfinals, and then from there we go quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And these were the 2 that ended up in the final. I won't tell you until the end of the video who won, just in case you haven't seen those yet. But go to that playlist. Now, it was a lot of fun. These 16 bourbons are the only ones I could find, so I bought ones that I had never tried before. In fact, there's 6 of these that I had never even tried before. So I was glad to at least get a chance to do that. So here's my takeaway. It was fun. Okay, it was fun. I did at least two to 4 videos every day, so kept me busy for a little while. But this is the takeaway, and this is my education to you to maybe save you from buying a bottle that you're not really sure of. All right, so there were 5 bottles that I was very unimpressed with. Just to get that out of the way first. This one didn't win any matchups in the first round. Evan Williams single barrel. Only $33, $34, but it really didn't bring much to the table. This one I've had before. Baker 7. I guess the dusty roasted peanut shell taste isn't my profile, because I got the same thing every time. It's very strong and very one note. Okay, now this one kind of surprised me, because the Henry McKenna I usually get from this one store I go to, it's very good. But as you know, different barrels might bring a whole different profile. So the reason I didn't buy it from the place I usually get it at is because it was over $60. But I found this one for $59.99, and it fit the. I was looking for bourbons for the competition, and this one just did not hold up. Now I see why it doesn't get a lot of love on Whiskey Tube channels. This one also did not win any points. I've had it before. The minty finish is just way off-putting. Mint, chocolate, 2 things that don't combine for me. If it does for you, great. I think I've seen this for $35 in some places, so that'd be a great steal if that's your profile. And the last one, I'll get some flack on this, but it was the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select. It's only 94 proof. It's not the high proof one that's 125 to 130. This is cherry all day long. Cherry and ethanol, cinnamon a little bit. So whatever drink you mix this with, if you mix it with a Coke, it's going to make it taste like cherry Coke. You mix it with ginger ale, it's going to taste like cherry ginger ale. So it's just like a flavoring. Not the best on its own. Not the best bourbon experience on its own. So those 5, I will not be repurchasing. Not anyway. Okay. Now, there were some surprises. And this one's going to be a biggie. I thought, because I love this one so much, I thought this one would do well, maybe get to the Final 4. But John J. Bowman's Single Barrel did not make it past pool play because it tied. It just did not have, it wasn't better than 1792 or Kentucky Spirit. Those just tasted better at that time. So it was, a close 3rd place, but only 2 advanced, so that was a shocker. All right. Now, I was shocked at this. This Alabama bourbon whiskey lost the first two matchups, and I didn't think it was going to win anything. But it won the third round matchup, got in a three-way tie for second place, and then it won a taste-off to advance to the quarterfinals. Because it must have opened up, it just tastes great on the palate, and it just tastes great at that time. I didn't go into analytics on what time I did that, but it was very good. Here's another one that I'm trying the first time, and I was pretty impressed with it. It made it into the quarterfinal round. It's a wheater. Okay, wheat is the second ingredient on here instead of rye. And I'm not a big fan of Maker's Mark. I know that's a wheater, but this one, it's 113 proof, and it's just very delicate on the palate. Tastes pretty good going down. Does not taste 113 proof, that's for sure. Maybe that's what wheaters are created for, but Rebel, one to look at in the future. Alrighty then. Here's another shocker that I thought. This one, I've never had it before. The Wilderness Trail Single Barrel, 109 proof. When I first tasted it, it tastes pretty good. It had a lot of darker notes than usual. The 6 year that I had from this was more grainy, earthy, lemongrass, barnyard kind of stuff. But this is more dark chocolate and stuff, so it's very good. It's $59 though, so it's kind of up there. Eagle Rare back here, solid. Did not make the quarterfinals, but if you can get that at retail price under $40, around $40, buy it all day long. Four Roses, I picked this one up for $38.99 at a big discount store, so it is available. Solid buy all day long. But here is here's my bargain for you. The most inexpensive single barrel that I had was this one, and it's fantastic. It's like Buffalo Trace, except more inexpensive and higher proof and more available where I am. So, and this was only $28. $28, and it's very good, very good. So this is a definite buy. Will be on my shelf as long as I'm here. Now to the four semifinalists. First, 1792. I've had it before. I think it's the best of their offerings. Some people like the bottle and bond better or the full proof, but I just think that's too hot. This one comes in at a nice 98.6 proof. Again, nice on the palate. So surprised it went to the semifinals, but solid nonetheless. If you're looking for, and again, that's $50. $50 to $60 seems to be the retail magic number that they know that you're going to buy something that's under 60. I mentioned it before. I guess that's intuitively why I made this under $60, because I could find a lot just underneath it. This being one of those. This one I thought was going to win. This one's fantastic. I've had 2 or 3 of these, and it's a beautiful lineup that Wild Turkey has. They've got the Kentucky Spirit, under $60. They've got Single Barrel, under $60. They've got Rare Breed, which is one of the best value shelfers out there for, low 50s, mid 50s, 116.8 proof. Great notes on that one. So they've got 3 in that price range that are all bangers. So good on them. But this one, if you can get a private barrel of this single barrel for $69, I got one for $70 around Christmas time. That was even better than this one. So that one is definitely worth the money. Anyway, Russell's Reserve single barrel. Very, very good. Okay. Kentucky Spirit is one that I never had before. Okay, and I don't know what it is. I thought when I first tried it, it was just powdered sugar, a little bit of honey. But maybe due to the fact that it was 95 degrees out here, it was just refreshing. It was going down easy. Had a little spicy kick to it. There's no doubt about that. Okay, but once you got past that point, 3 or 4 sips in, okay, it was just a very pleasant pour, and 101 proof is a good point. I like that proof points. Now to the big one, New Riff. Okay, you can tell I've gone, you know, pretty heavy on this one. It because it was undefeated through the whole tournament. It won all 3 group games and all 3 playoff games straight through to the final. This is the 106 proof. I already told you the next one I'm going to get is going to be over 110, just to see if there's a big difference. In the proof, and maybe a different barrel. Maybe there's a different profile, but this was good. It was dark toffee, chocolate, caramel, a little bit of mint in there, but not off-putting. Okay. Again, I'm not the biggest mint fan, but it just had a little bit of that cooling taste to it, and it was just great. Okay, so this is a great discovery for me. I'm sure it's available. I've seen it everywhere I go now. 2 or 3 different offerings from the single barrels. So that's it from the tournament. That's it from the Copa de Bourbon. My name's Chris. This is Bass Guitars and Bourbon. I don't really plan on hosting anything else unless some other intuitive hit comes in and says that I should probably do it. But I want to give credit. I still have a couple minutes on here. I want to give credit to my friends who encouraged me to do this. Central Jersey Bourbon Society, CJBS, Everyday Drinkers down there. Some of the Whiskey Tube channels I watch, SLB Drinks, um, Bourbon Van, Bourbon Hutch, Mash and Drum, Average Drinker. Yeah, they're just fantastic. Bourbon Junkies. Oh, God, I can't forget those guys. They're as entertaining as all get out. So go watch these guys. They have much more insight on these. Their palates are much more developed than mine. Okay, but you'll see some of the similar bottles that we have in here that are on their list as good ones too. So don't just take my word for it. Take the pros who have 200,000 viewers, a million viewers. Okay, they're in this game. This is their job. But I had a lot of fun doing this tournament, and I really hope that somebody picks it up for 2026 for the World Cup and makes a Copa Mundial de Bourbon 2026. Summer of 2026. I'm already looking forward to it. So until then, again, I had a lot of fun doing it, and everybody who's viewed and hit that like button, hey, thank you so much. You're very appreciated here. Till then, be happy, be safe, be healthy, stay human. Peace to all.